For some company news now, PE Energy Limited has laid the foundation for its administrative and industrial building in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. This is projected to be the best in Africa. In support of that move, the Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Content and Development Monitoring Board, Mr. Simbi Wabote, says that the federal government is planning to place a total ban on importation of items that can be produced locally.
By the time the ongoing work on this parcel of land is completed, this is what it will look like.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
It is the PE Center of Excellence, the administrative and industrial work area of PE Energy Limited, an indigenous company in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. This building is projected to be a world-class center for excellence.
We are going to put FM 200, everything here, so that this place will be certified. It's going to be certified as the best vendor agnostic center in the whole of Africa.
One of the major selling points of the company is that it is 100% indigenous.
That once this facility is up and running, trust me, there will not be any approval for total importation of such facility, because that is the only way we can sustain such investment in country. There will be a total ban of complete importation of these items, but as far as the oil and gas sector is concerned.
This is a test of that.
This event is the foundation laying ceremony of the building at Translamadi in Port Harcourt, the River State capital.
We're going to be handling the most complex valves in the world, which is called high integrity pressure protection system, where you have a couple of valves, logic solvers, pressure transmitters, and also other sensing devices. We're going to be integrating that in the country. Next to that, we'll be doing integration on process equipment. We're going to be automating the entire activity, the value chain around metering, such as gas chromatography, such as analyzer systems, analyzer house, and all the supervisory control system that talks about energy measurement.
We are committed to doing a lot of things ourselves. We're not going to depend on foreign goods. Today, the borders are closed. It's also giving people in the agricultural sector an opportunity to invest in that sector.
Aside from maintaining its brand promise for excellence, integrity, quality and efficiency in service delivery, PE Energy says it plans massive employment for youth by the time this project is done by 2020.
Access Bank is giving back to communities by engaging in social intervention initiatives geared towards education, improved healthcare systems, capacity building, amongst others, in its annual Sustainability Awareness Week. The bank has also been recognized for championing corporate social responsibility and sustainability, winning 5 awards at the 2019 Sustainability, Enterprise and Responsibility Awards.
It's a relaxed mood at the Access Bank headquarters in Lagos as employees celebrate the Employee Volunteering Awareness Day, an activity lined up for its annual Sustainability Awareness Week.
The last one here is indirect risk.
The bank's corporate responsibility practice is not just for employees, as suppliers and external stakeholders are not left out. They are engaged in a training session on environmental sustainability.
The session for today was meant to actually, make vendors, suppliers along the value chain to know that whatever applies to Access Bank, being the financier, or the customers and all that, also applies to them. Therefore, when they conduct their businesses in a way that is not environmentally sustainable, it has an impact financially on the bank.
The head sustainability, Omobolanle Victor Laniyo, highlights the reason for this project.
On an annual basis, we celebrate what we refer to as the Sustainability Awareness Week. And this is one to remind ourselves, both as employees and of course our external stakeholders. So it's two-pronged, focused on both internal and external stakeholders. First reminding ourselves of the reason why we do the things that we do in the way that we do them.
For Access Bank, sustainability remains at the core of its corporate strategy and philosophy.
The aim also is to let everyone know that we have our individual roles to play in achieving the sustainable development goals. So being a banker or working in a bank does not exempt you from being a leader in the community, being a leader in society, and contributing your own individual quota to ensuring that society is a better place.
The week-long activity is expected to create a social and environmental impact and deliver value to the communities they serve.
Let's shift our gears once more, shall we? And Waldo is standing by with more business reports.
Thank you, Gimba. Welcome to Business News. We begin with decisions of the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. He says that although crude oil prices compared to last in 2017, the drop in the nation's foreign reserves is nothing to worry about. Mr. Emefiele, who made this known at the end of the Monetary Policy Committee meeting today in Abuja, has assured that the CBN will continue to sustain a stable exchange rate regime for Nigeria. The development of a robust gas value chain can help sub-Saharan Africa resolve its electricity shortage as the world transits towards cleaner and more sustainable source of energy. This was part of the highlights of the summit of gas exporting countries held in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea today. It focused on how liquefied natural gas has supported industries of leading producers like Nigeria and Angola. Member countries of the gas exporters body have recorded a total of 263 billion cubic meters of marketed gas production, but more needs to be done. The Malabo summit, held in Africa for the first time, also confirms the continent's potential as future global gas investment hub. Let's head to the stock market, where slow pace was almost 1 week of sustained recovery has happened. Fresh round of sell pressure is still hitting some high-valued added stocks there. Layo Adegoke has the details for us.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. After reaching new high within 5 consecutive sessions, the stock market returned to negative territory at the close of Tuesday's trading session on the back of renewed profit-taking by investors. The market's main index fell by more than 0.5% and back into the 26,000 level less than 24 hours after it re-entered the 27,000 mark, while equities capitalization also lost the 13 trillion naira mark after losing 73 billion naira today. The moderate losses in the market's performance is attributed to drop in the share price of MTN Nigeria, Dangote Cement, as well as some key banking and consumer goods blue chip equities. Regency Alliance tops the list of 17 gainers, up by 10%. ICO leads 16 other losers, down by 9.09%. While the trio of United Capital, Zenith Bank and Dangote Sugar are lead contributors to more than 200 million shares traded for the day. Well, that's it on the Stock Market Report. I'm Layo Adegoke.
And that's Business News for tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Back to you, Gimba.
Brilliant, Anne. Many thanks indeed. Members of the French Parliament observed a minute's silence today in memory of 13 soldiers killed in a helicopter crash in Mali. The accident is the biggest loss of French troops in a single day since an attack in Beirut 36 years ago when 58 soldiers died. Let's head to our London studios now, where Simon Pusey has more international news in Around the World in 5.
Good evening from the Channel's newsroom here in London. An investigation is underway after 2 helicopters collided in Mali, killing 13 French soldiers. It's one of the worst losses of life for the French military in decades. The Tiger attack and Cougar military transport helicopters collided mid-air while supporting ground troops during an operation against Islamist militants. The French President, Emmanuel Macron, expressed his deep sadness and on Twitter wrote, "These 13 heroes had only one goal: to protect us. I bow to the pain of their loved ones and comrades." Parliament in Paris observed a minute's silence for the victims.
Alors que le combat contre les djihadistes avait commencé, le tigre et le cougar sont entrés en collision. C'est avec une profonde tristesse et une grande émotion que nous avons appris la mort des 13 militaires qui étaient à leur bord. 13 militaires exceptionnels, 13 héros morts pour la France.
A 6.4 magnitude earthquake has hit Albania, killing more than a dozen people. Bodies have been recovered from collapsed buildings, and it's feared people could still be trapped under the rubble. Hundreds of others were injured in the disaster. The quake, the second powerful tremor to hit the region in 2 months, happened just before 4 a.m. local time, when most people were sleeping. Emergency workers said one of the victims was an elderly woman who'd managed to save her grandson by cradling him with her body. Tensions are escalating in the southern Iraqi cities of Basra and Samawa. Hundreds of anti-government protesters clashed with security forces. Police say the demonstrators have been burning tyres and setting up roadblocks to prevent government employees from getting to work. There were similar scenes in the capital Baghdad. Protesters threw stones at security forces who responded with tear gas. A day after the Italian Coast Guard released dramatic footage of migrants being rescued from rough seas when their boat capsized, another group of people has reached the shores of Italy. The migrants, mostly from West and Central Africa, were found drifting in a packed rubber dinghy by Spanish ship Open Arms. Italy had initially refused to take them in, but changed its position at the weekend, allowing the vessel to dock in Taranto.
In Africa and in Europe is different, and that's why the African people are trying to take this journey, and it's very hard journey, but thank God we see those team and they help us until now we are in safety place.
On ne peut pas rester à voir la famille vivre dans des situations difficiles. C'est pour nous de changer la situation de la famille. On voulait juste aller en Europe pour trouver des formations de travail, pour améliorer les conditions de vie de notre famille.
49 World Health Organization staff have been evacuated from the town of Beni in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The WHO says it was forced to act because of the deteriorating security situation. It follows attacks on a United Nations base and the mayor's office. Those who were removed are described as non-essential staff who've been working to end the Ebola outbreak. 71 other members remain in the area.
The frustration, the anger of the population on the ground is very much understandable, but we need order, law and order restored in order to carry out vital operations. And again, especially the national Congolese staff is relentlessly working, the doctors, the nurses, the burial teams, and it's a huge effort to keep the response going.
Fires continue to threaten homes in California. Flames ripped through brush and woodland above the city of Santa Barbara, forcing residents to leave their properties. A local emergency was declared when the blaze, dubbed the Cave Fire, broke out in Los Padres National Forest on Monday. In Australia, a koala which gained media attention after a woman was filmed rescuing the animal from a bushfire has died. The badly burnt marsupial was taken to a koala hospital and appeared to be recovering, but his condition deteriorated. His carers said he wouldn't survive and he had to be euthanized. And finally, the power of Mother Nature. It's not every day you get this close to an avalanche and survive to tell the tale, let alone catch the spectacular event on camera. Huge loads of snow crashed down a mountain near a tunnel between the Swiss towns of Campo and Serentino. The video was taken by a member of a team that checks road conditions and monitors the local avalanche risk. There were no reports of any injuries or damage. And that's your international news around the world in 5.